All the way back in 1999, M. Night Shyamalan burst onto the goddamn scene with The Sixth Sense. I see dead people. And it was such a raging success that he was able to follow it up with Unbreakable, with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. And he followed up with Signs. He was 3 for 3, even with the issues that a couple of those movies had. But that's okay. He was becoming the new Hitchcock. And then The Village happened. And then The Lady in Water happened. And then The Happening will happen. And then The Last Airbender. And then After Earth. And then The Visit, which was kind of all right. And then, of course, you had films that he was involved in some capacity, like Devil. You also had, well, Split. Split actually wasn't all that bad. You had Glass, then you had Old, and now you have this goddamn atrocity. I really felt like I was just pinched down, held down, and basically forced against my will to watch Trap. Yes, it was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Remember when this guy made good movies? My God, it's been so long ago. Yeah, he's done it again. He's played with our hearts and got lost in the horror game. And then, oops, we think we're in love with the concept above. And man, this wasn't much of a twist. So, if you have not seen the trailer for Trap because you've been living under a rock or living under The Rock or living under a copy of the movie The Rock, which would be a really big copy of a movie, possibly a giant laser disc that could only be played on the space station, here is the non-spoiler concept of Trap. So basically, you have a concert where it's headlined by Lady Raven, that is played by, if I check my notes, Salika Shyamalan. Okay, so Nepotism Shyamalan is what we should really be going with. And so she is a pop star, the greatest pop star of our times. There is a dad there, Cooper, played by Josh Hartnett. That's right, Josh Hartnett is old enough to play a dad. I'm glad he's back in films because apparently he had a really rough go and some people were harassing him. So that's not fucking cool. Don't harass actors. At least, basically you can say what you want to an extent. You can insult their work, but let's not go around actually stalking people. Stalking isn't cool. So yes, you have Josh Hartnett, who has a daughter, Riley. Not Ace of Spies, more in the pity. Ariel Donahue, who just absolutely loves Lady Raven. She's so excited. Cooper said, "You got such great grades. You're doing amazing, sweetie." So we'll go to this concert. But it turns out this particular concert actually has a bit of a dark, seedy part to it. Because it's not just a concert. The police are all around. Because there's a vicious serial killer. And now it becomes a game of cat and mouse, trying to find who the killer actually is. And solve this mystery before more people are history. Trap Tales, woohoo! So yeah, there's your non-spoiler goddamn description. Now if you've seen the trailer description, or if you've seen the trailer that is, you pretty much got spoiled with most of the movie. At least the first half or so. To be perfectly honest, you would have figured out this movie within the first 10 goddamn minutes because M. Night isn't even trying anymore. And no, it's nepotism. It's Nepotism now. Because, good God, he got his daughter to do The Watchers, which was an abomination. Good goddamn Christ. And now his daughter, who apparently is a singer. Stick to fucking singing, Toots, because you are not good at acting. Good grief. Apparently, M. Night said that he was going to do this because he wanted to give his daughter her own concert film. That's what he said apparently at a press screening. Good God, just have her have a goddamn concert. I'd not even pay people, just book something. You don't have to film it and try to frame a horror movie around it because he hasn't been able to frame a proper horror movie in a while. And Split was an anomaly. The Visit, even though I did knock The Visit at least was somewhat of a return to form, even with the logic loopholes. This is just bad. This is really, 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 really bad. I mean, to the point I just wanted to keep hitting myself in the head with a notepad. But I didn't have a notepad there, even though I had a light because I was sitting all the way in the back. I didn't have a lot of expectations for this. I actually thought that it might at least be somewhat entertaining. But it's just proof that M. Night doesn't give a shit anymore. He's had to resort to funding his own goddamn projects, apparently, because nobody trusts him. Because think about it. The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs were at least hits. And even some of those other movies that weren't all that good at least had some financial success. But The Happenings really were the bottom fell out. And then you had The Last Airbender, where he couldn't even get the guy's name right. Couldn't even get the kid's name right. And spend how much goddamn money on that? And Jesus goddamn Christ. M. Night is an idiot. He's a goddamn idiot. He's also in this. He has a role, much like Hitchcock had a role in his movies, though Hitchcock at least was smart enough to basically not make himself any kind of important character. He just was in the background. He might have said a little something. Granted, you don't want to pattern everything that you do after Hitchcock, especially with how he treated some of his female co-stars, but at least his directorial style. You could pattern yourself after that, or at least try, or you could do what M. Night has basically done for the last 20 or so years, is try, desperately clawing to try and get that stuff back. And the whole twist thing, it actually somehow might have reached its zenith of illogical bullshit in this movie. Because in the sense that the movie is trying to have a little bit of logic to it, it also presented every character as being lobotomized. The cops, the goddamn concert employees, the people running the goddamn concession stand, even Lady Raven herself. Again, so like it probably should not be doing any more acting. I will say that the actress who plays Riley does fine. But there's also a serial killer profiler, played by Haley Mills. Haley goddamn Mills is still alive. I did not know this. I actually, honest to God, thought she died a bit ago. Good for her that she didn't die. Kid Cutie is in this. He plays a character, the Thinker. I think his parents should have thought about, coming up with a better name than Kid Cutie. Actually, to be fair, I think it's a stage name. Jonathan Langdon is the concert merch guy that basically explains all this stuff that's going on. The butcher is out there and he's killing people, and he's been tipped off that he's going to be at this concert. Or other people have been tipped off about this concert, and he just tells this whole goddamn plan. Good job. Good job. You have Marnie McPhail, who plays a character named Jody's mom, who is basically is a little subplot about how Riley doesn't get along with some of her friends anymore. They were kind of bitches. You have Tim Russ. You have the gorgeous Vanessa Smith, or Smith, however you say that. She beautiful eyes. Good grief, she has beautiful eyes. I need to check out more stuff that she's been in. But yeah, essentially the concert is just a backdrop for all this stuff going on. And everybody's basically in on it. It's just they're not in on it enough to understand their surroundings and realize, hey, wait a second, this character shouldn't be here. This character shouldn't be here. And wait a minute, we have all these cameras and all this access to stuff, and I know there's 20,000 people there, but with all the amount of FBI, SWAT, whatever people, they couldn't catch this guy. It's not even that he's a prolific serial killer, it's just that they're all fucking idiots. And the attempts at humor don't work at all. It's not horrifying. It doesn't have any tension. It doesn't have any humor. It doesn't have any logic behind his characters. It's oddly almost impressive that M. Night can do stuff like this and somehow still get a movie made. And then suckers like me will go watch it. Yeah, this is really, really terrible. And again, I didn't have any expectations for this. I thought, okay, there's a chance that it might actually exceed my floor level expectations. No, the expectations actually sunk down further. I can see them. I'm going to have to dig them out of the crawl space that I don't have. But I want to put this movie in the crawl space. I also want to put every character in this movie in a crawl space. Not the actors, though Salika's acting ability is pretty much in a goddamn crawl space and needs to stay there. She can sort of sing. Congratulations, you can carry a tune out of a bucket. And also, there's Cooper's wife, Rachel Allison Pill, who it feels like this movie had a bunch of people that were on pills. I think this movie needed to be pilled up, much like Heath Ledger. Okay, maybe not that much, bit much that. Let's move on. I try to not be mean, but when a movie is this bad and this offensive, and this just goddamn illogical. They keep trying to pile on the twist, and the third act actually replaces Mea Culpa as being so hilariously stupid and so goddamn bad that it goes above Mea Culpa. Mea Culpa I was at least entertained by in the last 30 minutes. This, don't get me wrong, looks way better than Mea Culpa, but this is so offensively shit. What in the goddamn world? The singing was fine. But his whole idea, the whole idea of trying to evade the cops as they're checking people, yes, I know it's a lot of people to keep track of at a concert and there's shit that goes on, all that, I get it. But there are so many loopholes in this. And then there are loopholes once the concert's done. And then we still have about 20 or so minutes left. And it gets more illogical and more stupid. Because every character's an idiot. M. Night needs to be sent to the goddamn gulag for this. Ah! Okay, so yeah, basically it just wasn't very good is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to get into spoilers. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't know why I raged for so long about it, but maybe it's just because I saw the potential in this concept and he wasted it. Much like the rest of his future projects need to be wasted. Just wasted. Laid waste, just burn them all to the goddamn ground. Throw them in an air fryer and let them burst. Anyway, I'm going to get into spoilers in theaters if you want to check it out, or if you hate yourself, wait for streaming. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So, stick to singing. So, just stick to singing. Please, for the love of goddamn Christ. M. Night needs to just never be allowed to touch a camera again. He's got enough money. He can't do this shit anymore. Find something else to do. So, there is a point after getting, into the concert and everything. He says, hey, wait a second, I gotta go to the bathroom. He checks on this video on his phone. Yes, it's a loud concert, and yes, all this stuff's going on. This part wasn't a trailer. But he's on his phone playing a video, unmuted it, of a guy that he has trapped somewhere, either in his house or a house that he's keeping, some lair, and just is playing that in full view of people. Yes, it is a loud concert. Maybe people aren't hearing this, but maybe have an earpiece. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's trying to sound all cool. None of what he says is convincing. You can tell right away what this guy is, and you question how the hell he was able to get away with all this. Oh, right. Then you realize every character is a fucking idiot. So he's seen, one of his previous victims, I assume, I don't know, she could have been somebody from Godzilla -1 they transplanted in there for some goddamn reason. The cops are terrible. The vendor, Jonathan Langdon, who I believe had a name. I don't care what the character's name was. I don't give a shit. Haley Mills basically deserves better than this. She is just doing for a while. You'd see her a little bit, but she's doing a lot of voiceover stuff, like through earpieces. He manages to get a shirt from this vendor after they ran out of shirts and everything, and after doing something good. Let her have this, honey. I'll get you another one. Come back in 10 minutes, he says, and we'll find it. Oh, wait, shit, I don't have any shirts. Let me go with you and help you carry something. Oh, you're really, really strong. It also turns out he's a fire department person. A firefighter is the word I was trying to come up with. Maybe he's a firehead. Maybe he needs to take a fire hose and shove it up his ass. And shove it up the ass of every character in this goddamn thing until they drown. Okay, calm. It's fine. So, he picks up the goddamn box, puts it down. And turns out this vendor is really obsessed with the butcher. Even sees pictures and other stuff and has these on his phone. And Cooper doesn't break at all. Meanwhile, his daughter's just doing whatever. He keeps vanishing, and his daughter eventually realizes that you're disappearing a lot. I wonder what the hell's going on. None of his family, by the way, is aware of what he's doing because they're all fucking lobotomized. But he manages to steal the guy's past, so he's using the past to basically get around certain areas, because now that he's trapped in a movie called Trap, he is deciding that he is just going to find a way to create diversions. He also pushed somebody down the stairs. And nobody saw this. Nobody saw him do that. Full view of the concourse, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody has any ability to be aware of their surroundings. So he's done all this stuff. He gets the guy's badge. He then goes into an area where he's just going to check the coffee. Well, the cops are all there just saying, okay, we need to check all the men, all this stuff. We're aware of his age. We're aware of this, but we're going to check everybody. We're going to check every single man here. We're aware he's a man. At least we think he's a man. He could be a goat for all I know. A killer goat actually would have been better. I determined now I want to see Goat Simulator as a serial killer movie, because it would be better than this. That being said, bet you didn't expect that reference in this review. So he has that. He checks on the coffee. He's chucking to everybody, and then he doesn't even keep his expression like, oh, happy-go-lucky. He basically drops it while the cops are looking at him like, oh, maybe we should check that guy. Nope. No time for that. The cop stands around. Yeah, they're just standing around while Cooper watches. And then he has something where he is disappearing more and more, has to go get his credit card, is telling his daughter, please enjoy the concert, leaving his daughter, by the way. His daughter says that she has become fast friends with some of the girls that she's sitting next to. So, okay, that's cool, whatever, I'm down. Kids always deserve to have friends, and at least there's that. There's also a subplot of Jody's mom, Jody is a former friend of Riley, and they just came to an impasse or whatever, or I don't know. Maybe it was like a "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret" situation, and only Margaret was the good one, and then you got progressively worse ones to the point that they were just going to hit puberty, and then it was going to be an explosion of blood. Watch "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret," by the way. It was terrific. It deserved to succeed at the box office, as opposed to this. So nevertheless, Riley gets more increasingly worried about what the hell's going on. He sees that the walls are kind of closing in on him, so he looks at this, fry fryer, as opposed to a non-fry fryer, with all the oil and everything. Sees this stuff, throws some jars in, and they explode, and a girl that's working there is all fried up. So he just cost an innocent woman all her income for the foreseeable future and a lot of damage because he just couldn't stop killing people. M. Night Shyamalan makes an appearance as Lady Raven's uncle. Yeah, the nepotism's only stretching so far here, much like the plot. And he says, "Hey, my daughter just overcame leukemia. It's a lot. Maybe she did. I don't actually goddamn know. Maybe she did. But she'd really like to meet her. She brings somebody up on stage for this particular song, is what the daughter said. So he took that to the uncle. And the uncle talks to him, kind of grabs his arm, and he freaks out. As he's seeing all these cops around, says, "Hey, she'll let you go and dance on stage." Okay, for this one particular song. Vanessa Smythe, who's there, who, again, gorgeous. Good grief, those eyes are beautiful. Good grief. She says, "Yeah, go up there and dance." So she does dance, and you know what? That's nice. That's a cool thing. You have that, and then you just make sure the kid doesn't go stabby, stabby, stab. Because you never know what's going to happen with celebrities. So they're able to go backstage. They meet the other singers, meet Lady Raven. All this stuff's going on. And then he sees that Haley Mills' Dr. Grant's talking to Lady Raven. "Yeah, he's here. We're going to check him. We're going to do all this stuff. We even have cops at your entranceway, but you're fine. You're exempt. You don't have anybody with you." So then, instead of, I don't know, trying to pretend to be somebody else, part of her posse, and just get out, even though the kid would be recognized, what does he do? He just goes to Lady Raven and says, "Hey, wait a second. You talked to my daughter. You gave us some swag. Thank you so much. I need to talk to you. Hey, you've done such great things. Thank you so much for making my daughter's day great. And by the way, I'm a serial killer, and here's a video of the guy. And guess what? If you don't get me out of here along with my daughter, I'm going to kill him." This is how it actually plays out in the movie. And it's not the dumbest thing that we'll see. So she does. She gets in the limo along with Riley. Riley's like, "Okay." And then Lady Raven has a brilliant idea. "Hey, wait a second. I want to go to your house." "What? You want to go to the house?" And Cooper's like, "Yeah, it's great. It's great. Great. Let me call Mom." Mom says yes. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. She gets there. Nice house. They eat. They have fun. It's clearly obvious that weird things are going on. By the way, there's also some stuff that happened a little bit earlier with Haley Mills and Lady Raven talking, and that, he had a bad relationship with his mother, and all this stuff's going on. These exposition dumps, because why the hell not? Haley Mills talks about, various things, and then Lady Raven imparts that wisdom onto everybody else after playing a song for them. All this stuff just keeps going on, and some things are getting muddled, because at this point I was just pissed off at the goddamn movie. She tells all this stuff, says, "Hey, how about a song?" She plays a song, and then she manages, to, wait, "Riley, where's your phone? Let's take a selfie." "Oh, here's your dad's phone, take a selfie." And then she runs into the bathroom and talks to Spencer, this guy that is captured in this goddamn basement somewhere. Apparently he has a bunch of houses just all over the goddamn city, because apparently there's just empty houses all over Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, because all those movies seem to be filmed in Philadelphia. They should be buried in Philadelphia. What's a river in Philadelphia? Bury them there. Nevertheless, she's talking to the guy. "Is there anything you described?" He describes a broken lion statue. And then she gets on her live stream on his phone. She apparently can just do that. Apparently he has the app or whatever. It's fine. It's fine. She does this and says, Guys, I need you to search for this. Does this on live stream? All this stuff is actually happening in the film. And then he eventually breaks the goddamn door down. Well, kinda. He's almost going to break it down, but his family's upstairs, and he gets Lady Raven. He's going to take care of her. But then his family's suddenly staying outside the goddamn garage. I can never let the two lives touch, so everything's eroding. How in the world was he able to get away with this for so long when the family could just simply have said, let's get out the window and see what Daddy's up to and why he's leaving at so many odd hours of the evening and the morning and all that stuff and disappearing for a while. And why are these house bills coming up in his name when we don't even own that many houses? And then, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He manages to, one way or another, basically, his wife is all panicked, obviously. What the hell is going on? None of this logically makes any sense. He manages to escape. She gets in her limo. He manages to take care of the limo driver, dressed as a... dressed as a SWAT guy. He manages to get in her limo, and he has her handcuffed and everything to a bar, a metal bar that the limo just happens to fucking have. I guess in case you need to hold on to it while you're getting it doggy style. I don't judge. This movie's giving a doggy style raw dog to the goddamn horror genre as far as I'm concerned. Let's stop talking about that. He's trying to drive her to one of the houses and everything, but she breaks free, gets the window open, and then the mob's surrounded. So somehow, even though police are all around, again, these police are so fucking stupid. They couldn't find him at the concert. They couldn't get him at the house. They couldn't get him in the limo. He manages to escape, leaving the... How did he escape? It's fine. Whatever. Let's just move on from that. He gets away. He manages to get back to his goddamn house and is talking to his wife. And then his wife spills the goddamn beans while he has a cleaver there. And there was a pie that they wanted to eat. What flavor was it? Pie flavor. And he basically is saying, I'm so disappointed. How in the world would they have found this out? Rachel basically spills that she suspected that he was the butcher all this time. And they were able to find a receipt, part of a receipt for the concert tickets. And she went back and placed it at one of the houses that he kept somebody at, or one of the houses that he kept for his victims. And then alerted the police, and the police found it there, and that's how they were able to find that. That's actually how the thing was laid out, by the way. Whatever, brought down by the simplest and stupidest characters. And there's a lot of them in this. So, it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. But then he manages to get this. By the way, Dr. Grant had informed that the cops are outside your house. But apparently the cops did not see him get in there and didn't bother to knock on the door. Hey, is everything okay? Oh, wait, your killer husband's in there? We probably should take care of this. But then, it turns out that she actually drugged the goddamn pie with the stuff that he used before because he left his bag behind. So now he's stumbling around, doing all this. She manages to escape, stumbling stupidly. Lady Raven, by the way, has been able to rescue the Spencer guy because of her fans and everything. So I guess pop bands, stands as it were, are good for society for once. And then he runs out trying to chase and then gets tased. But then the one tasing didn't work, even though he's drugged with a narcotic that should be able to knock him out. He's suddenly superhuman and starts to attack a guy and jam his thumbs in his eyes, and then gets tased by another person. And he kept hearing Mrs. Voorhees, I'm sorry, his mother in his head, because he kept having, he has mommy issues. Lady Raven tried to reason with him by pretending to be his mother. Role-playing is stupid. Stop pretending that people are your parents. What is wrong with you? That being said, so he's hallucinating that. He gets tased. He thumbs the guy's eyes. He gets tased again. He gets tased by Haley Mills. That's what you get for making fun of the Parrot Trap remake, I guess. And they capture him. They handcuff him. But then he says, hey, wait. I want to do one more thing. I want to set up my daughter's bike. Just be nice. Do one last good thing. And then he does. And then he's in the back of the truck. And everything's fine. Everything's good. But then he produced a piece of metal that he got from the goddamn bike and picked his handcuffs. And that's it. And then we get something with Jonathan Langdon where he sees who the butcher is and he's like, oh my god, I helped that guy. I'm not talking to anybody at work ever again. If this isn't one of the worst movies of the fucking year, this year's a wash. Abysmal. An abomination. How fucking dare you, M. Night? It's not bad enough that you continue to make bad movies. Now you're putting your fucking untalented kids here. Stick to singing, and I hate to say it, but Ashana Shyamalan probably shouldn't bother directing. I'm sure they're nice people. I don't give a fuck. F. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rentlund. I'll see you soon.